that's cool.
Hey guys, today we're going to start and we're doing a deck profile of Super Quantum Volcanics. And this is Matt. Say hi, hello.
Hello.
And this is awesome Grapher Dark Worlds, colourful map.
Yes, so colourful.
It
Colours
suits
are my
him
favourite.
very nicely. Alright, so why do you play this deck? Is it really good?
I play this deck because I've been very hyped about it for a long time. I really enjoy the play style of it.
Yeah.
I just do. Putting all your like exceeds and everything under one great guy that the opponent can't get over. It's just a great feeling.
Okay.
Plus you play the Power Rangers theme to him every time you make it. It's fantastic.
Matt, I do more.
Makes everyone salty.
Okay then, let's see what's in the deck then.
Alright,
let's go.
so first off, you got 3 red layer.
Yep.
Great start engine for the deck, kind of like a Float on Thrasher, special summons himself, adds cards, infinite engine. It's fantastic. I'll explain some combos in a minute.
Yep.
2 green layer. I don't like him at 3 because he's a little bit cloggy. He's generally only useful for normaling to get red out your hand when you've already got something on the board.
Yep.
Otherwise, he's good for discarding and cycling through your deck with his effect.
Yep. Discarding the Super Quantum card, and then yeah.
3 blue layer. Absolutely good for searching every single card out your deck that you might need. You can e-tally it out. It's fantastic. Normal or special, search a card. When it hits the grave, you can recycle all your cards. You'll never ever run out of stuff to use.
Yeah.
It's just a great card. Always run at 3.
Definitely 3.
Then I run 3 Fairy Alphans. Some people like to run 2 or 1. I prefer 3 because it's just fantastic for getting you started. If you see it in opening hands, you'll generally do really well. Getting the 3 out the deck straight away really helps you out. You get all your graveyard effects and everything like that. It's fantastic. Can't complain about it.
With it, alone fire of the deck.
Yeah. With it, we run 2 field spells. 3 is cloggy because you can search it. If you need to, you can discard it for the green laser's effect to draw a card. 3 is way too much. 2 is about right. That's all I can say about it, really. And 1 terraforming, so we don't have to run the 3rd. Just good to get it out of the deck, from the deck out.
And you can set it, if you already got a field spell, you can set it as a bluff.
Yeah, you can always bluff with it as well. That's what I like about cards like this, if they're dead. Plus, you can, if you draw it, it's never dead, because if this is in your graveyard, you can recycle it back in with blue,
with blue.
And search it out again straight away.
Yeah, that's a deck filler card as well. Alright, so are those all the Super Quantum cards then you play?
Those are all the generic Super Quantum cards I play, yeah.
Next pot.
Right, 3 E-Tallies. Honestly, the second strongest spell in the entire deck. I rate it above Raigeki in the deck. The only card I rate it above in this deck is Soul Charge is way above it, because Soul Charge will give you a Magnus straight away. Fantastic, gets you blue layer, gets you a search. It's essentially a 2.
Doesn't take up a normal summon as well.
No,
it's really good.
It's just so good. You always want it at 3. Until it gets hit, which it probably will do.
Cosmos and Monarchs are using this engine.
So that's all the Super Quantum generic stuff. That's all I run really. There's no more to run because there's no more cards for it yet.
Okay.
Onto the Volcanics. 3 rocket. I'm not sure how I feel about three rockets because normal summoning is quite an important component of the deck. Using this for your normal summon kind of hurts a little bit. It's only really good when you've got an E-Telly or some other play like that.
Or if you don't have the trap card.
Yeah, if you want the trap card straight away for discarding it or setting it to get some draws out or scattershotting. But 3's good. You can consider 2. I like 3 for rank 4 plays as well.
Yeah, it's level 4, so with the 2 green layers, the more level 4s can make you.
And it's really big.
It's 19 as well.
19 as well.
So if Vanities is there, they have like an 18 monster or 19 monster and get around it. Okay.
3 scatter shot. Of course. Always run this in Volcanics. It's fantastic. It's your Raigeki during your opponent's turn and it burns them on top. A lot of the times you'll think, I can't really hit them for game yet. They've still got like life points. You won't realise you've scatter shot them 2 or 3 times. They're on about 2k. You can hit them straight away for game. It's just such a good card. You can't complain with that at all. Dumping it from the deck with the reload as well is fantastic.
You get a draw.
3 shells.
Okay, how important is the volcanic shell and volcanic engine in this deck?
The volcanic shell engine is incredibly important most of the time. A lot of the time with straight Super Quantum builds, you'll find that you don't have enough cards to discard for your field spell. This sorts that out immediately. Discard 1, search another, discard another, search another.
And 500 life points is pretty much nothing as long as you can make Magnus.
There's essentially no cost to this. You can shuffle them back in. It's just infinite discards for the deck, which is also great for Twin Twisters. Fantastic card.
That's really good. So 3 shells and
2 Firestorm guards. You want 2 of these, 3 is way too much, 2 is just perfect. Recycle your stuff back in, draw 2, helps you out immensely, especially the draws. You cannot underestimate how strong those 2 draws are in this deck. If you draw an E-Telly off this, you're absolutely set. It's crazy the amount of stuff you can do. Soul Charge as well. So the 2 draws are so important.
Okay, Holly?
And then top it off all, 2 Veilers.
Oh, 2 Veilers, okay.
I like this. It's just a generic, really good hand trap. I don't run any synchros because I don't like doing it at the minute, but I might consider it. I just like Vera at the minute in this format. It's just great against all the decks that you fight at the minute.
Yep.
Just a generically good card. With all the draws you get as well, you'll probably see it. It'll probably save your life. That's all I can say about that. For the Volcanic still, 3 reload, absolutely amazing. Discard it for your field spell. If you need to scatter shot, you can. Or you can banish it, put a shell in your grave, add a shell, keep discarding, make that Magnus straight away. So versatile, so good. Great draw power, great search power, great dumping power. It's absolutely great.
Does everything. Searchable as well with this rocket.
Yeah, searchable as well. Absolutely fantastic card. Cannot complain. I love this build too much. I really do. Right, 2 Twin Twisters.
Okay, how important is Twin Twisters for that?
Twin Twister, it's relatively important, it really is. Hitting any really powerful back row or hitting pendulum scales is a great one. The discard doesn't even hurt you. A lot of the time it will benefit you. If you discard a red layer, you get a special summon from your graveyard. Discard a shell or a reload, you can search stuff. It's fantastic. Incredible card. I'd run it over MST in this deck any day.
Much better with this deck.
Yeah, you can combo with this card. It's
MST.
fantastic. Combo with a double pop MST. It's great.
Okay, 2 Twin Twisters.
Raigeki. It's Raigeki. Run it. It's Raigeki.
Most people should run it. Unless if they already just... To be fair, you already got Raigeki built in the deck with the Informer Scatter Shot. So.
You do have a Raigeki inbuilt, it's just for your own time when you don't want to waste a Scatter Shot. It's a fantastic card, you can push for game straight away with Scatter Shot damage on top. You just keep wiping your opponent's board, they can't really play a lot. Soul Charge, amazing card.
Instant Magnus, you mean?
If you normal summon if you normal summon the Fairy Alpha on the board, it doesn't matter which one you hit on your field. The other 2 in your grave, you're going to get Magnus straight away.
This with
pretty much
white
no matter
guys,
what. It's crazy. You have all your cards in your graveyard, Soul Charge them all back, do everything you need to, get all your searches, special summons, adds. It's incredible. Your life points don't matter if you're about to win the game. That's what I think. As soon as Magnus hits the board, you win. Doesn't matter what your life points are.
Not every deck can deal with it, unless they're playing Kaijus.
If they make a cowboy, it doesn't matter. Spin it away. You don't care what your life points are.
No, Kaijus.
Kaijus aren't even a problem. I'll explain that in a minute.
Okay.
Right. Last few
that's
cards.
Definitely one Soul Charge because it's so good in this
One
deck.
for one.
Yes.
Absolutely great.
Uno for uno.
Even if you discard a shell, that's so positive.
Yes.
You have to send a monster card. If it was send any card, this card would be way too good. But it's fantastic to get the Alpha on the board without using your normal summon, which again, so important. Just good card. Plus you can recycle all your cards, so it's always live. Last 2 cards.
Final 2.
Vanities, Solemn.
So these are the only 2 defensive traps that you play, sort of?
Yeah, above reload, which is kind of my only other defensive trap. That's why you don't need any mirror forces or anything, because your reload does it for you. These are just fantastic cards. There's nothing I complain about. They'll save your life. Vanities and Magnus is essentially I win the game. It doesn't really matter.
So that's the main deck then. Let's go to the extra deck. Of course, you're going to have Magnus in there. What's the other cards that people might get interested in?
Other cards, it's generally around about how many of the other Super Quantum Exceeds you play and what generic rank 4 and 3 support you play. You generally don't want to run rank 5 support because it's very hard to get 2 red layers on the board at the same time, so I just generally avoid it.
Okay, let's go.
Start it off. 2 Magnus.
2, did you ever make a second one?
Yep, I've even gotten to a situation where I could make a third. As soon as you make one, you can pretty much, if it goes away, you can always make the second. It's fantastic. I definitely say run 2. You can survive on 1, but definitely run 2. There's nothing I can say about
Just in
that.
case.
It's an incredible card. It's a win the game condition. That's all it is.
It's better than Towers.
Oh, it's way better than Towers. Absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
2, Magnoliger. Fantastic card. Quick play, destroy an opponent's card, but you got a red layer under it. With that, you also get your special summon. If you detach the red layer, you can keep adding materials to it. It's always live. It's an absolutely incredible card. It's one of my favourite XCs in the deck, only topped by the blue XCs.
I love the blue one.
Yeah, but no, it's a fantastic card. It's a fantastic card. When you make it while it's got 1 red layer under it, if you use the field spell, you can just attach one from your hand or your field and use that, and it's still got the quick play effect under it to pop in your opponent's turn. You can still attack. The only downside with all of these, if they don't have XYZ materials on them, they can't attack, and that really kind of sucks sometimes, but it's just something you gotta live with because they are very powerful exceeds.
They're all generic as well, so you could just use any level 5s and level 3s. And
2 of the green exceed. As I say, I run 2 of every single one. It's just here so that I have fodder to make Magnus. This really isn't my favourite exceed of them all. It's probably the worst one in my opinion.
The Book of Moon guy,
It's a Book of Moon. It's good. It's got a 2/4 booty. It's generic. That's what I can say. I don't honestly make it a lot unless I'm going straight into Magnus. I generally don't like putting this guy on the board and leaving him there on his own. I much prefer having a blue or a red layer on the field.
Okay.
So he's good. I run 2 for Magnus. That's it. One of my favourite XCs in the deck. this one.
Yeah.
What was it? Grampus?
Grand
Yeah.
Pulse.
It's incredible, in my opinion. It's got a 2,800 defense.
It's apparently the second biggest in stats, the second biggest rank for you.
Yeah, it's incredible. A lot of the
slightly smaller than
time, your opponent won't be able to find a way over it just because it's got such a big defense stat, which keeps you alive for turns upon turns if they can't get over it or around it. Because they have different priorities to kill, like your red exceeds. So this stays on the board. You keep attaching materials. You keep popping their spells and traps because it's an MST. It's incredible. That's all I can say about it. If you tell your blue layer out, go straight into this. It's a free MST. It's just great. I love it so much. It's an absolutely fantastic exceed.
So two
of those. I even consider running that at 3.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just generic rank 4 and 3 support. I run Ragnar Zero because I absolutely love this card. It's great against certain matchups and it'll probably win you the game straight away. Pop a monster if it's got different attack than it did. Draw a card. It's great. That's all I can say. 101. It's 101. A lot of people prefer running 1 or 2 Castels. I run 1 Castel, 1 101 because I just really like 101. It sits on the board and doesn't die if you do it right. It's just a great card. Fist Dweller. This stops many bad things from happening. It's great.
It stops this deck as well, sort of, doesn't it?
Yes, it does hurt this deck, but it's just there for stunning your opponent to have the ability to make a Magnus. Honestly, it'll probably die in a turn, but for that turn, your opponent can't do anything. Yeah, if you stun them for a turn, it's a turn where your opponent can't do anything if the deck is based around cards that work in the graveyard. Just run it, it's a good card, it'll save your life. Castel, it's Castel, there's no complaints. Fantastic card to get rid of any problem cards. That's all I can say. Heartland Draco. Personally, one of my favourite tech rank 4s. Not many people run it, some people don't even know it exists.
Do you think this is better than Cowboy?
I think this is much better than Cowboy. I don't run Cowboy, I love running this. While you have a face-up spell card, which, by the way, your field spell counts, and that will generally stay on the board. You can attack directly when you detach. You can detach one attack directly. When you have a face-up field spell card, you can't attack it. If they can't remove it, it stays on the board, and your opponent can't kill you.
2k as well, so
it's 2k direct. It's like I just prefer it way over Cowboy because you pop so many back rows. You don't have to worry about stuff like that, like Mirror Force. So this just does way more damage than Cowboy. On top of scatter shots, this will get you games out of absolutely nowhere. It's such a dirty card. I love it.
Oh yeah, scatter shots that works.
Last 2.
Rank 3.
Engineer. It's just the only other rank 3 I play. Reason being, if a deck doesn't have a way to remove it without destruction or attacking, it will buy you 2 to 3 turns. It's great. It will get you into Magnus in those 2 to 3 turns with your draws and all your searches and everything. It will save your life. It saved me many a game and won me them as well. I love this card so much. Last one, not many people run this, F-Zero.
Oh shit.
This is a really weird tech card. The reason I run it, if you have 2, say you've drawn a few E-Tellies, not really anything else, you can put 2 of the blue exceeds on the board.
Oh yeah, 2 Grand Pools.
Yeah, 2 Grand Pools on the board. When the materials are gone and they're pretty much dead, if you can't attach anything, make this guy. What he does, when you attack, you get to snatch a monster and attack them with that. It's absolutely great. It doesn't die either. You can detach one to stop destruction and stuff like that.
Okay, so F-Zero.
It's just a really good card that people really don't see coming. That's another big point of this card. People don't see it coming. They never ever expect it, and you can really hurt people with it. You take one of their guys, you hit their guy into their other guy, both of them die. You've just cleared 2 dudes. It's fantastic. You make it out of any 2 exceeds of the same rank. So you do that.
They can't be number monsters like 101 though.
No, they can't. But you do that a lot. Castel and your green exceeds, stuff like that. It's just a great card. I love it.
Okay, so there's your complete Super Quantum deck profile. Any other comments about this deck, Matt? Well, we play Scrubly and start today and ruin people.
Ruin some people with it.
Yeah.
I just love this deck a lot. It's got so much versatility. It can always keep going. The fact you can shuffle cards back into the deck, you'll never ever run out of plays.
Yeah.
They have an absolutely unstoppable boss monster in the right situations.
Usually win the game.
The only things that really stop it are Honest and Kaijus. However, even that doesn't really stop it. Reason being, if we just look down again.
If this guy dies, doesn't it? Stuff happens.
Stuff happens when he dies. Let's take that out. Put a blue layer under there. One thing you really want to aim for with this card, absolutely best thing you can do, have at least these under it. You want a red layer under it at all times. Make this the last card you detach. Reason being, whilst all of these are under it, if it dies, if it gets kaiju'd, because you can get kaiju'd, it sucks. it goes to the grave.
Effect.
Its effect activates. You special summon 3 different Exceeds from your grave with grave with different names, Super Quantum Exceeds. So you special these 3 back.
Yeah.
They can activate their effects, and like if you special summon off Red Layer, so they're still active when they're on your board.
Yeah.
Red Layer's effect, you special summon 1 Super Quantum card from your graveyard. This does include Magnus.
Oh,
so you can
crap.
put Magnus straight back on the board.
So it's a 3/6 guy.
If they kite you over it or honest over it and they don't have a follow-up play, you can essentially, if you've got another field spell, make Magnus straight away again.
True, with the field spell,
yeah.
once again. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. You just keep floating a 3/6, it's crazy good. So as soon as you make Magnus, you've probably won the game. I don't think I've lost a game where I've made Magnus.
Magnus, yeah, of course. It's so difficult to get around.
That's all I can really say.
Okay, that's the Super Quantum deck profiles. Thanks for that, Matt.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.